back to Past President Phil. Phil, you've got a toast, I understand.
I do have a toast, President Ross. Kristin Olsen, would you turn your video on? I was so pleased, along with David Boring, July of 2019, to co-sponsor Kristin Olsen back into Modesto Rotary. I think it was like her third time coming into MoRo. She had been on when she was working at CSU Stanislaus, and then she was an honorary member during her years with the Assembly. But I wanted to toast Kristin because yesterday was her last day as the supervisor of District 1. And, you know, she has had such an incredible run of public service, starting well before her election to the Modesto City Council. I believe it was in 2005, where she served for 5 years. And then she went to the California Assembly and ended up being the Republican leader of the Assembly for, I think, her final 2 years. And then she came back to serve the Stanislaus County as a supervisor in District 1, became chair, was chair actually, during the year of the construction of the music garden, and about which I'm really appreciative. I'm really proud to call her a friend. I think she has just done such an absolutely wonderful job serving this community with a smile on her face, always. And just looking at her Facebook posts and all the people expressing their appreciation to her for her service is quite incredible. Like last I looked, there were 316 posts. It's probably well over that now. So anyway, I just wanted to toast Kristin. I wanted to invite anybody else in the club to join in and to sort of add to President Ryan's coffers to just support this club. But Kristin Olsen, thank you so much for your years.
Thank you, Past President Phil.
And I'm in for the usual.
Thank you, Past President Phil. Kristin, how do you, I mean, my gosh, this is a rough and tumble business you're in. And I mean, everything Phil says is absolutely true. You have been a star. So we'll give you a moment to respond to Past President Phil. And I'm in for the usual as well. So I second Phil's toast.
Thank you, President Ross, and thank you, Past President Phil. That was a complete shock. I had no idea that toast was coming, but it's very meaningful to me. Phil, you've become such a dear friend and mentor of mine over the years. So I really appreciate your toast today. I have loved serving our community in elected office over the last 15 or so years. It's been a real honor and a privilege. And I actually view Rotary as a huge piece of that, because I was a Rotarian. Peter Johansson, I think, was the first person who suggested I join Modesto Rotary back in maybe 2004. And Rotary was such a formative part of my first years in elected office in our community. And I just thank every Rotarian for being part of my extended family and my extended network. You have had a huge impact on my life personally and professionally. And just thank you for the opportunity to serve alongside you in Rotary and alongside you in the community. As I mentioned on Facebook, and I mentioned to everybody who asks, I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. This will continue to be my home where I'm raising my kids, and I'll just continue to serve in different ways. So thank you again. And I will also give the usual to thank for all the different ways that they've supported me over the years. Thank you.
Very sweet. Thank you, Kristin. And we appreciate everything you've done.
President Ross, I'd like to also give the usual, Chris Peterson.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Kristin.
So Ross, I will chip in also.
Thank you, Lynn.
Past President Lynn, thank you so much.
Alan and Kirsty will as well. Thank you, Kristin, for all that you've done.
Thank you, Kirsty.
Jeff Cowan, I'm in. Put me down. Kristin, great. Congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff.
This is Sandy, and I will chip in as well.
Oh, Sandy, thank you.
I will too. Thank you, Kristin, for your public service. It's a lot of work.
Thank you.
I applaud you, and I think.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kristin. This is John Schneider. I'm in as well.
Future President, thank you.
Past President Ross, I'd like to also join in. Getting Kristin back in the club was obviously a big deal for Phil and I, but I I go back a long ways with her, all the way back to a conversation at Clayton's when I got to hear where she stood politically. And I love the fact that people of both political stripes really have had such belief in her and faith in her. And she's done a really good job, not by a party, but by the citizens of our town. So I'm in for it as well.
Thank you, Past President David. I remember the Galetto patio, hearing about Kristin's future political career. Anybody else? We're raising a little money here for President Ryan today. Okay. Thank you, Past President Phil. Thank you, Kristin. Job well done.